What's up, guys? Today I wanted to discuss the difference between the double end bag and a Cobra Reflex bag and which one I think is better. So stay tuned. Hey, what's up, guys? Carlo here, and today I'm going to discuss the differences between a double end bag and a Cobra Reflex bag and which one I think is better. Now, to begin with, we have the traditional double end bag right here. If you're into boxing or any combat sport, you probably have used one of these. They've been around for many years. It's a tried and tested tool that's been used. Obviously, the double end bag is used for timing, reflexes, hand-eye coordination, speed, and just footwork. Really everything that you want to use in your boxing, part of your boxing repertoire, you can get using the double end bag. Now, the Cobra Reflex bag has also been around for a while. It's not as popular as the double end bag. You don't see these as frequently as you do in gyms for several reasons. Obviously, now you see a lot more people using these because of guys like Ryan Garcia, who's been more popularized. Canelo's using these. And it's not to say that people haven't used this in the past. If you've been around a boxing gym for long enough, you probably remember these from 10, 15 years ago that these have been in boxing gyms. But over time, you see less and less of them, mainly because they end up getting broken. Someone's sitting there hammering on it with haymakers. They break the reflex bag, and they're pretty expensive, so they just decide not to replace the bag and just go with a double end bag. So you have this Cobra Reflex bag. Now, the main difference between the two is going to be the kind of workout, the kind of conditioning you get from the two of these. They essentially do two similar things. Well, I'll demonstrate with the double end bag. Obviously, you're getting that rebound, you're hitting it. But with the double end bag, they're inflated. There's really not much weight to a double end bag. It's inflated with an air pump. You can pick the different diameter of size, and then you can also determine the tension that you want to determine how much it rebounds. You have some guys like Pacquiao who have a really tight double end bag, and when he hits it, it just pretty much stays stationary and just kind of vibrates. Then you have some more looser double end bags that you hit, and they really rebound back and forth, and you can really work your defensive movement, head movement. And then you have some right in the middle. I like mine right in the middle, and you can just, and you don't really have that much effort in terms of punching hard. You don't really have to punch the double end bag very hard at all. You can just tap it, tap, 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 and you get that rebounding. With the Cobra Reflex bag, if I use that same amount of tapping, the ball doesn't really go anywhere. With the Reflex bag, I feel like you get much more of a conditioning workout with the Reflex bag. So when you're hitting it, in order for it to rebound like a double end bag, and it has more of an arc compared to that, where that's more or less back and forth. With the Cobra Reflex bag, you have to hit it harder in order for it to rebound like you would with the double end bag. So you're using more energy, you're using more power. You're still working your head movement like you do with the double end bag. You just have to hit the ball harder just to get it rebounding. The other thing with the Cobra bag is that you get a little bit more of a satisfying feel when you hit it, because this is not inflated. This is a solid foam ball that has some weight to it. So when you're hitting it, you get more of a contact feel. Like you feel like you're actually landing on somebody, rather than a double end bag where you feel like you're just kind of hitting a balloon, a leather-made balloon. With this, you actually feel like you're landing on something. It's almost like this is in between a heavy bag and a double end bag. So it's kind of like combining both. So like when I throw a hook, I can actually feel that hook really landing and making contact. And obviously you have the spring here, which gives you the rebound. Whereas with the double end bag, you land it, but you don't feel the same amount of force being applied as you would with the Cobra Reflex bag. That's the main difference between these two, is the way it feels. You're using more energy with the Cobra Reflex bag, and you definitely feel the shot landing heavier with the Reflex bag than you do a double end bag. Now, adjustability wise, the double end bag to me is better. You can pick different sizes, you have different brands, more varieties to choose from. With the Cobra Reflex bag, we're pretty limited to Tidal, Ringside. I know Ryan Garcia and his team are planning on making their own, coming out here pretty soon. Max MMA has one on Amazon. Boxing Bar, I believe, makes one as well. There's some other smaller companies that are making them, but you're pretty limited and they're pretty expensive. So a Cobra Reflex bag is anywhere from $250 on up. Not a lot of people are going to want to spend that amount of money for that. Plus the shipping freight that it costs to ship these is obviously way more than a double end bag. Where a double end bag, you know, you can get one as cheap as $20, $50. On average, 40 to 50 bucks to get yourself a nice quality double end bag. And all you need is to inflate it and to have some bungee or elastic rubber cords to install it. So it's much cheaper and it has more adjustability. With this, you're limited to the spring on how much this will rebound. You can't increase the speed of it, you can't decrease the speed of it either. You do have height adjustments, but that's limited as well. You can only go up and down based on where this adjustment knob goes for this Cobra Reflex bag. So, I mean, generally speaking, most people are gonna, you know, fit a range of the height that you can adjust this with, but that's really all you get. With the double end bag, just depending on what kind of elastic cord you use on here, you can make this really any height. You can make it as, you know, you can make it 1 foot off the ground and just have a really short bungee cord and have, you know, your toddler hit the bag. Or you can have it super high. You know, if you have Shaquille O'Neal in your house and he wants to hit the double end bag, you can make it high and have him hit it, and relatively for cheap. I mean, you can go to the Home Depot and get yourself some bungee cords for $10 and give you the adjustability that you need. The other thing that's great is replacement. With the double end bag, once the bladder pops, you can go to Ringside, Tidal, get yourself a new bladder, 10 bucks, put a new bladder in, and it's like you have a new double end bag. Or if the leather starts to split, the bag just wears out, go get yourself a new bag, 30, 50 bucks, and you're good for a couple more years, just depending on how much you use your double end bag. So obviously you get the adjustability that you need, and you can also pick different ball sizes and different styles. There's type that are hourglass style, where you have, it's like a Mexican hourglass style they call it, where you have 2 bags that are combined. So you have that. And you also have different diameters. You have 5, you have the 7-inch like I have here. You can get a 9-incher for different levels of experience. And again, with the Cobra Reflex bag, you're just limited to the ball that it comes with. If this ball somehow gets messed up or destroyed, they don't sell this by itself. They don't just sell a replacement foam ball. I mean, you might be able to find one somewhere or get one custom made, but once this ball goes out, you're kind of stuck to finding something custom, which might be a pain in the ass to find for a Cobra Reflex bag. So the one positive or advantage I would say that the Cobra Reflex bag has over the double end bag is from a workout conditioning standpoint. Outside of that, the double end bag is better. The only thing this has an advantage on is I feel like I get a better workout. You know, if I'm looking just to break a sweat and get a really great workout, this right here is definitely has an advantage over the double end bag, because you have to apply heavier punches to get this thing moving. But with the double end bag, you could do essentially the same thing. You're not going to get as good as a workout, but you're doing the same thing. You're working on the same elements with either one. Timing, hand-eye coordination, reflexes, head movement, defense, slipping, bobbing and weaving. You can do the same thing on both and not really have any issues. So ultimately, if I had to choose, I would go with the double end bag. If money's not an issue and you want to go with both, then get both. But if you have to choose between the two, I would definitely go with the double end bag. Money an issue or not, you're essentially getting the same thing, the same performance for much cheaper. If you can get a Cobra Reflex bag, they're really great for conditioning, but you're essentially doing the same thing on a double end bag, except this is just a little bit heavier. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Help you guys decide between a double end bag or a Cobra Reflex bag, which may be better for you. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below. I'll put some links down below for these bags. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.